This town needs a new vacuum cleaner. The vacuum cleaner, I'm pretty strong. That vacuum cleaner is a monster to operate. So it's probably as old as a building.
Yeah.
So did you get us back?
Well,
Or whatever. I'm just gonna keep going.
I'm going to offer you, I have two really good vacuum cleaners, so I will bring up one of mine if she doesn't have it until we can.
I'm gonna assume that she does, and I'm gonna
I
make
would
the
too.
motion that that is not expensive. I
Thank
have
you.
firsthand.
Second.
I'll make the motion to hire. the
Sheila,
cleaning company.
you are always my barometer when it comes to cost. So if you are good with it, I think that was good. You were gonna be the one I was like, Sheila got
That's what I
her
said to her. I'm
eyes.
like,
No, that is not
Okay.
unreasonable.
okay.
So
Absolutely
you would
not.
make a motion to hire
I
Dunbest
make a
Cleaning.
And I
motion
second
to.
it.
And Judy seconds
I
it.
second it.
Any discussion?
No.
The only discussion I will have is for those of you who don't know, Judy has been doing the cleaning here at the town hall because we have not had reliable employment since COVID, I shouldn't say COVID, because last spring it was okay. You can't find people to clean anymore. And some of it is they've probably gone out of business because people don't want you in their houses. But we just have really struggled to get a cleaning service. So Judy, and we couldn't pay her because it's a position that she is a board member overseas, so she's not allowed to get paid. So she's done it out of the goodness of her heart. So, yes.
You're welcome.
So all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, I just want to also let you know that yesterday I got a notification from the New York State, from NYSERDA. I never know exactly what it stands for, but that we achieved our fourth benchmark.
Wonderful.
And they are sending us $5,000 that we can use for a
Wow.
specific project. And John Shaheen has been looking at putting LED lights in this entire building and the highway. He's got he's been working with somebody to get a quote, so we know what ballpark we're in. That would be not only energy efficient, but a cost savings,
Right.
because it would definitely not
Right.
be as expensive as the light system we have now. So Sheila shamed me into doing, which I've been putting off because there's a lot of things on my plate, a disposition of property policy for the town of Pompey. By the way, Tim has both of these policies, so he's going to vet them out as far as legally. I will absolutely acknowledge that I stole from my previous employer. I went to Madison County's policy and it was like, this works. So I tweaked it for Pompey. The first two pages, I think there's 3 pages. The first 2 pages are pretty much language that we would want to perhaps include. The 3rd page, I wasn't sure about, so I didn't include that. And I want Tom Chartrand's input on this. So like, well, we asked Veronica to look at the social media policy. I would like Tom to look at this to make sure that it's comports with how we should be doing things from his perspective. And then Tim. So this again is just for, at this point, the committee. Carl, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Next up, communications.
Okay. So this is just for everyone's review
It's good.
today. And I'm interested in anybody's input, feedback. So that this is, I was shocked, quite honestly. Nikki and I were trying to find the previous disposition of property policy, and it turns out, unless Tom knows about it, there's never been one, which has allowed people to be accused of things that they should have never been accused of. So because if we had a disposition property policy in place, it would have told people how we dispose of property. So I think this is a good policy to have in terms of what we do with our property when it becomes obsolete or surplus, but it is also protective of the people that work for us. So I would ask you all to take a look at it. We'll give me some feedback on it. We'll bring it, we'll try and consider it next go round. So I have one other thing before the last thing on my agenda, which is today I was advised by people in the Pompey Pines that they have a fox they are really having a problem with foxes. And they sent me some pictures, well, a picture, and some social media feed. I reached out to the DEC because they're wildlife, and have been able to determine that it really is an issue that the Wildlife Bureau of the DEC can help with. But because it's not particular to a residence, it's really, they are experiencing the fox population. They're not intimidated by people. They are coming up on people's decks and on their property. They have their babies around, and one of them, the picture I have is of one that passed out on a deck that definitely has mange, but also, and then eventually died. So I don't look at this as the Pompey Pines problem. I think it's a health issue that the town should be considering. So I will reach, the DC was wonderful today. They gave me some really good information about ways we can address this and look into it. And depending on whether you're talking about a threatening animal, like an emergency situation versus a sick animal or like a nuisance situation, there's different departments. So I will look into it, but I just want to plant the seed with the board. I don't know how you feel about it as far as.
We need Al
I
back.
need to help, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right, right, remember,
Yeah.
yeah, he used to do that.
Yeah. So is there anyone
Al
within,
LaFrance.
yeah, he was, that's
Is he
regard for
good?
sure.
There used to be a name in my
Well,
guess that everybody.
What about
recommended.
reaching out to maybe John Rabinski?
well, yeah, I
Also?
can, but I also want to work with the DEC because they have a wildlife bureau that will help handle this kind of a situation.
Okay,
But he also said, and you can go on their website to look up they have a list of them. There are also what they call nuisance wildlife trappers,
Yeah, right.
companies that do that. I mean, they charge, but I don't know. Somebody needs to assess the situation in Pompey Pines and determine, like, if they're diseased or sick
Right.
foxes.
Babies.
Yeah, that's not good. So, and that was the first I heard of it. I know, Nikki, you got a call back in April from one person.
Right, and all she had said, she sent me an email and sent me a picture, and this little baby fox was like curled up on her deck. And she's like, we see it often. We're not alarmed, we're not nervous about it. And I gave her the same steps, I had her
Yeah.
call and I gave her DEC's number, but when I talked to SPCA, they were like, well, it's what happens when you put a subdivision where it starts to get
Where wildlife
more,
control is.
exactly. But when it was addressed to me, there wasn't a threat. It wasn't me.
Right.
It was just a resident saying, well, we have fox, we're seeing fox in the neighborhood.
Yeah, and I quite honestly
But
don't know
this
the
email
extent
was
of.
different
Yeah, this
today.
was
When I
very
got this
different.
email, I was like, oh no. Not-
So,
Yeah, that doesn't look so good.
well, I just don't want, if there's a health issue,
Absolutely.
if they're carrying diseases or and mange can spread, so dogs could get it,
Right, right.
yeah,
so.
John is local and he's very knowledgeable.
Yeah,
just
that's a good idea.
As a local person, you might wanna, he
I'm putting
knows
his name
all
on
about
my-
all of this.
Yeah, okay. Sorry to add that at the last
And
minute,
people
but
in the DEC, so,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Especially on the issue he's working on right now.
He's great.
Okay.
He might help with this.
I sort of saved the best or the worst for last, depending on how you want to look at it. I did get a letter today from Tom Purcell, our highway superintendent, and I'm just going to read it. I gave you each a copy. Dear Honorable Supervisor Renee Rotundo and town board members, having been with the town of Pompey Highway Department for 34 years, the last 12 years as highway superintendent, I have decided to retire due to recent health issues. The decision was a very difficult one to make, as I've enjoyed working for all of the residents of the town. I want to thank all of those who have supported me over the years. It's been a pleasure working with you, Supervisor Rotundo, and the board members. It will be quite a change not being on call 24/7 and having to learn to slow down and enjoy life as it passes us by quickly. Sincerely, Tom Purcell. I wanted to make that part of the record. So I'm going to give that to you. With that, we need to go into executive session tonight. But, and we need to go in, but before that, if there's any public comment, I don't know if anybody signed the sheet over there. That we would take first, then we can go into executive session and then people can stay if they want, or they can leave. But did you hear that, Stan?
No,
Um,
you're gonna go.
We're
in
gonna-
the room and have a couple of beers.
I wish, yeah, I wish that's what we were gonna do.
Didn't you bring some for us?
No.
So is there any,
Well, there's a few people on Zoom. But you know, it's been so crazy tonight, I don't know. So if they want to comment, they can try, hopefully.
we'll give them a couple minutes and then we can.
Really heard the whole essence of the meeting tonight. It's been in a couple of different parts.
That's what we're gonna talk about. I know. So are we back on live?
We are,
Okay.
but we
For
missed
those
a
of you
whole.
virtually, sorry, we've had technical difficulties. We keep getting dropped on our Wi-Fi. If we have no public comment, then I would suggest,
Ladies first.
did you sign? Nobody signed. Okay.
Want me to sign?
No, it's fine.
Okay, well, my name's Caroline Porto. I live on the corner of Pompey Center Road and Road number 2 East. And on the agenda for Wednesday, July 7th, there was legality of offensive signs on private property. And the next one, there was legality of residence request for sign ordinance, number 2 Road East. After that meeting, I reached out to the 2 parties involved. I did this on my own. I facilitated a meeting and both parties came up with a good conclusion. After a little bit of time, we drew up a contract, so that situation is all handled. The posted signs will be coming down and the neighbors are now friends and they shook hands, so this has been taken care of.
That's the one on Cherry Street?
No. Well, I'm glad to see that it was handled privately because that's
Yes.
exactly how it should be. The town
Thank you.
should not be getting involved with neighborhood disputes. But if you were your neighbors and you were willing to do it, then thank you very much. And
I want to say this too. They asked me to say this, that this happened. They asked me to say, please go in front of the board.
Okay.
Okay,
this should have just never been in front of us to begin with.
I know, but because it was put on the agenda, it was.
Yeah, it's just not a town board matter. I mean, it's not a town matter, but I get what you're
It
saying.
was put on the agenda, so it made it, you know what I mean? They came in front.
Not this month, but last month and the month before.
Right, 2
Yeah.
months, right.
Yeah, no, but thank you. That
You're
was, it was the way it should have been resolved to begin with. So, I know what you're gonna say, but go ahead, Stan. Stand on the seat. Bush or,
Cherry Street?
no, but you live on Bush Road.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm saying, I'm telling our audience who has a public comment.
Oh. I'd like to know what not gentleman, the guy last month had to say about these signs. And did anybody ask him if he talks to his wife and kids that way? Because he's talking to the community that way, and it's not right.
Yes, we asked him. He was here, Stan.
I heard he was here, I wasn't. Too bad I wasn't.
I know. It would have been interesting if you were.
No, the town's got morals and standards, you know what I mean? It's a reflection of who we are. And we are not like that.
No, and none of us disagree with you.
Yeah.
We are just limited in
Yeah,
allowing, in prohibiting people's right to have political speech, even if it's completely offensive. And that word is offensive. But he claims that there's a lot of things that are offensive to him too. That was the way he put it, I think, last
Yes.
time. And that he was not going to take the sign down, and that was the end of it. We don't have any, and then I think our attorney talked about it last month. We don't have the legal authority to make him do it. He'd have to do it on his own, and he's not willing.
and again, it's a reflection of it.
I know.
You know, people passing through on
Right.
the highway going, you know, it's just what the kind of people are living here? you know?
I don't like it any better than you. I don't think any of us
No,
do.
it's true.
None of us do. We just don't have any ability to change it.
I had to get it off my chest, it bothered me. Too bad I wasn't here last week, I would have given him a square, you know what? But that's another story.
Okay. All right. Anything on Zoom before we,
I don't know. It says Zoom is not responding and I can't
okay.
get it to do anything.
So-
There is a chat, but I can't get it to open.
I'm gonna make a
I
motion.
just got-
Carol Ann's got her hand up.
I just had one other question. You were talking about giving money for the softball fields in Casanova. If we're giving that money, this is just a question, and we're charging our people to use the pool, I don't know how that looks. If we've got an additional 1,500, I think most of the people that are in that swim program are really the ones that are in need to learn to swim. I mean, I know a lot of people that didn't even know that swim program existed. And the group of people that go to the swim program, I think they really need the money. And I don't know how they're gonna feel that we've got this extra money to give to fields. Why can't we give it to our people for the swim program? How many people, first of all, are in the swim program?
This year?
Yeah.
We had over 100 kids.
Okay, now,
Usually we have 280, and it's not because we charged, it's because of the uncertainty of what the program was going to be able to provide, and people chose to do other things. But I will say that the amount of money that was charged to the swim program participants is, we subsidize that program so heavily. That's not the full cost of that
I
program.
understand.
I don't know if you do.
No,
It was
I don't.
$175 to $180 per child to run that program. At most, a family had to pay $40 for one child, $30 for the second, $20 for the third, and no more than 100. And except for one family, everybody was fine with having to pay in. They understood. So I'm just saying, I get that there's a big issue going around about the swim program and people can be concerned about it. I'm putting forth to this board a request from another community where we also have kids participating. So I'm not saying, and the amount of money we would give relative to what we do for the swim program in this town is nothing. It would be nothing. If we gave them $500, the swim program costs, what is it this year? I mean, even with only one session, $17,000, $18,000, and we took in maybe $5,000 in revenue. So do the math on what this town subsidizes that program for. It is not a program that the community pays for wholly.
I feel like in years past, the budget was like up in the.
It was $32,000
$32,000.
for two sessions.
Yeah.
So, the town pays an enormous part of the swim program. So it's somewhat misleading to suggest that we're charging for the swim program. And if what's being implied is that the residents are picking up the full tab or the participants, because it's also out of town people. It's a program that is very near and dear to the heart of the town administration. Nobody wants it to go away. But these have been extraordinary times, and last year and this year have been a difficult one with that swim program. So I appreciate I just think we need to be clear.
I think too, this year we were capped. We, because of COVID, it was
Yes.
capped. We couldn't have as many as we wanted to be in the program.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you knew that or not.
No, I
just
didn't. My
wanted to-
issue was just like Renee said, I'm talking to a lot of people. It's a hotbed issue. It really is. And I don't know how they're gonna feel if we say, oh, we have some money and we're putting it towards this.
So, but
That's just a
the
question.
distinction,
Right.
with the other distinction we need to keep in mind is that what the town of Casanova is looking for is a capital improvement type. It's not an ongoing cost. It's not subsidizing the ongoing cost of the program or the individuals that are participating in the program. It's to make the program available in the sense that they have a place to play. So that I think that's another distinction. I don't know that
And their taxpayers,
Yeah,
Right.
which is why I was
Right.
really.
but in the
trying to
end,
figure it out.
I don't think any conclusion's been made on that, on the issue with Casanova.
It was put out because it was asked of us, so.
So,
Anything else, Veronica?
No,
Okay.
I'm not gonna.
Okay, so now I'm gonna make a
Put
motion
it off again.
that we retire to executive session to discuss matters relating, leading to the appointment, employment, promotion, demotion, discipline, suspension, dismissal, or removal of a particular person or corporation. Also,
ongoing litigation.
ongoing litigation, and we want to have a conference with their attorney about a proposed sale of real property. Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. So we will go to the assessor's office.
So after executive session. We'll come back to it.
Oh, we're moving.
I thought,
I did
they're
get-
gonna have wine, I think, yeah.
Uh,
Wait a minute.
You're gonna have-
Already on it.
Oh, he knows,
You
okay.
know.
What's
He thinks
his
it's
name?
an internet.
Because everybody's leaving.
Not us.
No, it's something for the internet.
I don't know.
So,
They're leaving, Renee.
Hey, Carl.
Be a lot better staying here. But we can't.
are we supposed to be moving?
We
We could stay here. If everybody's leaving, then we could stay in here.
Yeah,
Okay,
we usually.
good.
You going?
Yes, they're going, we're staying here.
Okay, then let's shut the doors.
You need me to go?
Thank you.
Yes.
I do too, right, Tim?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm starving.
Yeah, we all were starving.
I was supposed to be eating dinner there and I had to leave.
You want me to shut this down?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, it's not working, so.
Just.
What part of the night has
Be
that
done
worked?
with it. What happened to you? Did you put it on wait?
I did.
Oh, no. When you didn't answer the phone, it was off. was like,
I was out on the doctor's appointment. But yeah,
You made me nervous. So I think we need to keep our voices down because they might have gone out there, but they haven't. Yeah. Can we turn this
Yeah,
on
so
the video?
let's get this off and then we'll.
There's, people with CDL licenses, and we've 5 prospects in the pipeline right now that we're looking at. So I would tell whoever put that comment up there, and I can't see it. Oh, of course. That I would not worry,
Is this is,
but this is, yeah, we're going into executive session.
Okay.
Going off.
Done.